Good evening, Fernwood. My name is Neil, and thank you for joining me on my day by day journey through the entire series of Mary Hartman, Mary Hartman. We are heading into the March 17th, 1976 episode. Let's do a brief recap. Kathy is planning to take a trip to Los Angeles or to Hollywood with Steve to get married and also for a publicity trip. That's exciting. Martha and George are definitely a bit shocked by the speed of it. George is still having some issues with Tom with relation to the union. Tom got sent home from work last episode because he was trying to sell raffle tickets for Charlie and Loretta to help them get out of debt. That's kind of put a strain between the two of them, and that fissure seems to continue to grow. And then there's the relationship between Tom and Mary, which has been seeing some strain. Last episode, while at the library, Mary ran into a sexpert or a sex therapist, and that is an interesting course of study. The sex therapist, Mona McKenzie, introduced the idea of sensate focus. Now, based on my memories of sensate focus from what I've read about it and seen in various shows, sensate focus is typically used to help those who are suffering from erectile dysfunction to connect back to their sexuality and resolve some of those erectile dysfunction issues. Mary's specific sexual want, though, is for fireworks, meaning orgasm. That's, how it was coded back in the 70s, that she apparently has not ever had. I don't know that that is the specific tension between Tom and Mary because their issues run deep. But it is a current and immediate issue for Mary. Well, I guess we'll see what happens when she starts to explore this train of thought. Again, absolutely within her right to look for this help. It's a question of how she handles Tom and how Tom and her come together to work towards fixing whatever's wrong. I don't know that Mary's overall issue is that she's just not having orgasms. I feel like it's a little bit deeper than just that, but that can be a fairly immense pressure on a person's life. I guess we will see. So let us begin March 17th, 1976's episode of Mary Hartman, Mary Hartman.
Everybody, don't stand. It's only me, happy and smiling.
I'm already standing.
Hello, little stranger.
Oh, well, I'll just take that as your way of saying congratulations.
Oatmeal?
It was easy to fix. I've been too nervous to fix anything difficult.
Martha, I don't like oatmeal.
Neither does Pa, but he ate it. George, can you believe that our little girl is going off and getting married?
I can believe we're going to California. Getting married, I'll believe when I see it.
Oh, but Steve is so sincere, and even you like him now.
I like him better.
But just think how proud you're going to be when you tell all the men at the plant that you have a celebrity in the family.
Yeah, I guess it won't be too bad. Some of the guys were talking about him yesterday. They saw him in that Johnny Tilson show. They called him What's-His-Fingers, the guy that's talking to sexy movie broad.
Well, I hope that sexy broad lady doesn't cause Kathy too much trouble when they all wind up out there in Hollywood.
Well, looks like everybody makes trouble for everybody else out in Hollywood.
So it seems from what you read, well, at least we can find out if what Loretta says is true. You know about those gold stars built into the concrete sidewalks?
What does Loretta say about the gold stars that are built in the sidewalks?
Well, she says that under every gold star, there's a real star buried, standing straight up and down.
Well, what about somebody like Wayne Newton? He's got a star, and he's still walking around singing Dunk a Shine.
Well, then I guess they must leave a big vertical hole, and then when they die, they just plop them in there.
Good morning, everybody.
Oh, there's my little pack rat.
You want some oatmeal?
Oh, no, I think I'll just have a cup of coffee.
I grew up in Hollywood, and
Okay.
you know the idea that their
Sorry, you
bodies
think
buried
I'm
underneath the
sorry.
Walk of Fame
She
is
doesn't
making
have
me
to be
think,
excited
oh,
for
what a
that.
giant
Get
cemetery.
that from your side of the family.
But it's not a cemetery.
Oh, that reminds me.
What?
What about your shower?
I already took one.
No, your bridal shower.
Mother, I don't have time for that. Steve and I are leaving for California.
Oh, I think all girls should have a bridal shower, at least one. After that, of course, it gets a little pushy.
Mother, I don't have time to discuss this with you. I have to be over at Steve's to discuss the details of the trip.
Okay, how much is it gonna cost?
Don't worry, I'm going to put it on Mommy's credit card.
Did you hear that? She hasn't called me Mommy since she was 10.
Well, I haven't felt this happy since I was 10.
Kathy, baby, your daddy and I are almost as happy for you as you are.
We are. We love you, honey darling.
Oh, and I love you both. Mwah. Mwah. Listen, I've got to be going. I'll see you later.
Bye-bye.
Hi, good morning.
Oh, Tom, you want some oatmeal?
Sure, you can have mine.
No, thanks. I just want to talk a minute, all right?
Oh.
Listen, George, I want to talk to you about my disciplinary hearing.
Tom, I told you not to buck the union.
I didn't buck the union. I went against management, but the union took their part, for God's sakes. That's what I wanted to ask you.
You want to ask me, how do you fight the disciplinary committee when you get demerits on the plan foreman?
That's right. I want to know how the hell you're going to represent me if you expect me to vote for it.
Well, of course I expect you to vote for me, Tom. You're my son-in-law.
Well, what the hell are you going to do for me? Huh? Are you mad enough to stand up and fight these idiot charges? Fight for some decent reform in the union, are you?
Don't point
You
your
mad
finger.
enough? I will point my
your finger at me. I'm man enough not to take any words from a hothead that's a nitwit.
Is that your answer, George?
Yes, that's my answer.
All right, then let me tell you something, George. This election is going to have a new candidate in it. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, who's that?
Me!
Hello. Well, I was en route to Hollywood and I thought I'd stop off. Oh, I'm very happy to see you too. Very happy.
Anyway, it is just the most exciting good luck I've ever heard of in my life.
What's that?
Our good luck about the record.
Oh no, not what's that? That. What's that? This.
Oatmeal. My mother found it special. She bought 10 boxes.
Oh, Mary, thank you so much. But I can't stand oatmeal.
I like
I'll
oatmeal.
just have toast and coffee.
I have it with
What
peanut butter and
impresses
honey.
me about oatmeal is that it's like a state of mind. You know, when you're feeling all gooky and depressed, you're feeling like oatmeal looks.
Charlie, you're sounding all gooky and depressed.
I tell you, there's definitely something going on. Huh? It's like paint peeling off of a wall. Everyone's peeling.
Well, now listen, let's quit talking about peeling and depression and everything. Let's talk about my record.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I really am sorry. I think it's wonderful about your record. All that money.
Well, we haven't exactly got the money yet.
But we will.
At least that's what our angel of mercy says.
See, that's what Charlie calls Clyde, who was the recording engineer, you know, at my recording session. Well, he sent my voice tapes to his brother in Detroit.
By mistake. But that guy in Detroit really knows how to spot talent.
He just loved my singing. And he went ahead and sent him just without him asking us or anything, you know.
I guess you could say the Lord acts in strange and mysterious ways.
Doesn't he? He is so mysterious, you hardly know he's there. Huh? You know what I mean?
Oh, well, he's there, Mary. He's definitely there. Because we know that, because he's been testing us and everything, you know, first with the Losing the dabs, then the car accident, then me not being able to walk.
Well, we never lost our faith.
Not for a minute, because, Mary, that's what makes this country the greatest country in the whole world, which it is.
Of course, this time, we ain't going off half-cooked like the last time. I mean, we've got to see if the record takes off right, if it gets properly promoted and all like that.
Yeah.
And then, this time, I'm not going to make the mistake of last time. This time I'm going to look good at anything I'm signing when they hand me a contract. I mean, I damn near lost my birthright signing that loan agreement with the finance company, but never again, right, Loretta?
Right. Charlie, a contract never comes on just one little single piece of paper, does it?
I suppose it could, honey. Did somebody give you a piece of paper?
Well, they just gave me this little itty-bitty teensy-weensy little agreement, but it wasn't on one of them blue cover things or nothing. It was just one page, and you was in the bathroom. I just didn't want to disturb you or nothing, you know.
Did you read the fine print?
Well, there wasn't any fine print, but I didn't read it because I figured, heck, hey, you know, if somebody is going to cheat you, they wouldn't just put it down there in black and white.
Yeah, I guess you could be right.
Mary, is something wrong with you?
Oh, no, I'm fine. I thought I heard more pain peeling.
I guess you didn't sign anything wrong, honey. I mean, anyway, who'd want to cheat the sweetest little hummingbird in the whole U.S. of A., huh? Hi, Tom.
I just had that with your old man.
Charlie, go ahead and work.
Tom, we were just talking about oatmeal. It's great.
You want some oatmeal?
No, thanks. Actually, I just want you to be the first to know. Well, I mean the second.
No what?
I'm running in the elections against your old man.
Holy sheep dip.
Against my father? You kidding?
No, I'm not kidding. I've had it with union and the management. I've had them with both of them. And maybe I can change things from the inside, maybe.
Oh, Tom, it's all my fault. You got caught in the middle when I was trying to sell my raffle tickets.
No, it's not anybody's fault, Charlie. It's just something that's been building up for a long time, that's all.
I know what you mean.
How do you know what I mean?
I don't know. I just do.
You see, honey? You see, we do communicate, you see? We kiss.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
I'll see you later.
Now he wants me to be a candidate's wife. How am I supposed to deal with that? What time is it?
Oh, Mary, you'll have plenty of time to deal with it.
No, I don't mean what time is it. I mean, what time is it? I'm expecting somebody. What time is it? Personal. She's here.
You want us to go?
Oh, no, of course not. You can stay. Just let yourselves out the back.
Whew, I'll tell you, honey, that Mary's just going to wear herself to frazzle.
Honey, what kind of a piece of paper did you sign? Can you remember anything it said on it?
Oh, Charlie, I don't know. I mean, I don't remember much anything.
I'm so glad you could come. Come on and sit down. No, that's my seat. Would you like something to drink? Some apricot nectar of the gods? Oh, no, thank you. It's getting worse.
Your friend's sex problem?
No, her husband's sex problem. I think she needs a sex therapist. Yeah. No, I'm sorry. I think he needs a sex therapist. I mean, it's me.
I know.
Well, then let's sit down.
We are.
You do know. You see, the problem is, Mrs. Mackenzie,
Call me Mona.
oh, Mona, is that I don't know how much to expect from sex. Mona.
Well, how much do you want?
Oh, I don't know. How much should I want?
Well, you should want satisfaction, comfort, excitement.
Excitement. Now, is that anything like skyrockets? I mean, how do I know when it's real excitement?
Oh, you don't have anything to measure against, do you?
I don't know. You see, I don't know. I was 17 when I married Tom, and we never, but never. But never. Not until 4.5 weeks after we were married.
Really?
Yeah, I came down with low-grade staph infection on our honeymoon.
I see. Tell me, what is your husband's approach to sex?
Well, he kisses me first, and then he sort of pushes me over, and...
Oh, no. I mean, does he have any problems?
Yes. I'd hate to talk about it when he isn't here. He doesn't seem to want me very much lately.
Ah, could be performance anxiety.
Oh, no. We never do it in front of people.
No, dear. Performance anxiety is when the man worries too much about how well he's doing at pleasing you.
Oh. No, I don't think that's one of Tom's problems. I don't even think he even thinks of me while he's making love to me. You know, Kathy once asked me if I thought he had a pilot light.
Who?
Kathy, my sister, asked me about Tom.
Your husband.
Right.
Does he have a pilot light? I mean, in your estimation.
Basically, yes. We have a child. And then, well, this next part, I don't know, it just embarrasses me.
I'm a professional.
Well, he met this other woman, and then things got better, and then things got worse again.
He had an affair?
No, just a couple of times.
Mm.
But at first, after that, you know, when we got back together, it was terrific.
Terrific?
Well, good.
How good?
Fair. I mean, it was just that when my neighbor started telling me, you know, how good hers was, and then my sister started telling me how good hers was.
Oh, you should never compare your sexual experiences with anyone else's. Every person is different.
I know, but, you know, when one person is telling you about, you know, a speeding locomotive, and the other person is telling you about the 4th of July, and all you can do is remember how long it took, or that the faucet in the bathroom was leaking. I mean, something's wrong, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Something's wrong. Is your husband aware of how you feel?
Yes, but he thinks I'm just complaining. Do you think we need help?
Yes, I would say so.
Can you
Mrs. Hartman, in 9 cases out of 10,
call me Mary?
in 9 cases out of 10, I am successful. But that requires the cooperation of the person I'm treating. Now, first, I'd like to start with your husband.
Oh, why start with him? Isn't it my problem?
Well, I just thought your husband had the more urgent problem. But I'd be happy to work with you first. Just for starters, Mary, what's the first thing you think about when I say sex?
I think you better start with him.
Do you think he'd cooperate?
Oh, we just won't tell him.
Well, he'd have to know.
No, just say that you're an old friend of mine from high school, and then he'll get to know you.
Oh, but a surrogate doesn't work that way.
What?
Surrogate.
Oh, I thought you were a therapist.
Well, sometimes it's the same thing. Mary, are you sure you think the surrogate approach is the right approach?
This is moving fast.
Absolutely.
Because some wives are very hostile about the kind of work I do.
Oh, well, that's ridiculous. I mean, I'm very broad-minded. I believe in communication.
Then let's see how far we can get.
Good.
Mary? Mary? Oh, I'm sorry I interrupted.
Oh, no, that's okay, Kathy. This is an old friend of mine from school, Mona Mackenzie.
Mona. I don't remember anybody named Mona.
You don't remember me because I was a transfer student.
And then she transferred out, and now she's back.
Mary, listen, there's something that I forgot to tell you last night. Steve and I are going to Hollywood.
Are you kidding?
No, and we're probably going to get married there.
Oh, Kathy, I'm so happy for you. Mona, isn't that wonderful? My little baby sister's gonna get married and go to Hollywood at the same time. Oh, oh, Kathy, I'm just so happy I could cry for joy.
Oh, me too. I can't believe it. I just can't believe it. I love you, Mary. I love you so much.
And I love you too, little one.
You haven't called me that in a long time. Oh, and I still hate it. See you later, Mary.
Say hello to Steve for me. Isn't she wonderful? Oh, and he's so nice too. He's sweet and sincere and deaf and mute. Not dumb, but mute. But very sweet and very sincere and very mute.
Ooh, I can't believe it. I mean, I just can't believe how sensitive to things you are. Ooh, I'm so glad I let my agent talk me into that appearance on the Johnny Tilson show. Oh, and then I took a chance and came to Fernwood. I mean, who ever heard of Fernwood, Ohio? My agent said I was crazy. Are you glad I came? Oh, but you have a girlfriend and you said you were going to get married and... Oh, you mean that was before you realized how I felt about you?
Hi, I just brought some groceries.
I'm Kate.
And my shirt. Don't go. What do you want to do? Have a party? I'm sorry I interrupted.
I guess it won't be necessary to write that letter now.
Ah! And with that little smile at the end, I think that's the end of Steve on this show. Ah! That was one of the 4 storylines that I remember from this episode, Steve and Kathy, and their immediate breakup. They are done as far as I can see. I can't imagine Kathy getting back with Steve, and it really seems like Steve has no interest in getting back with Kathy. So, what an immense betrayal. And it's like he was pretending to be nice this whole time and then flipped on a dime. Loretta has signed some paperwork that is bad news. We don't know what's going on there. Tom is running against George. What's up with that? I'm keeping these bits short because I think we got to talk about Mary and Tom. And Mary and Tom, they need help. They've needed help since the beginning, and I agree with that. It's just that they're not doing it together. And even though, and Mary said to Mona that Tom knows her feelings, but I've never heard her describe her sexual frustration to Tom verbally. Now that I think about it, she's talking about the sexual decline. But that's not the same as saying, I don't feel this. That is not the same. The way that Mary approached telling Tom what was wrong with their sex life, if that's what she's been doing for the last couple weeks, is really wrong-headed. And that is to say, she uses a magazine article about the difference between men and women to help outline the discussion. And it's not that you can't use an article, but the real truth of what's going on between Mary and Tom is something that she has not spoken. She has not said, I am not feeling satisfied in our sex. She said, you're on the decline. And those are related but not direct things. First, of course, when you say to someone that you're sexually declining, that is not a thing that anyone's going to take well. And it puts all of the pressure on them. Mary put all of the pressure on Tom, and of course, what's Tom's reaction? To walk out, as he did in that fight that they had. And again, she has a valid situation. She went about talking about it. She went about reaching out to Tom in a way that is literally going to fail. There's no way you can say, hey, you're doing bad at this. And it's kind of Mary's problem. Not that it isn't a problem between the two of them, but that Mary has been feeling unsatisfied, and she hasn't said, I'm feeling unsatisfied. She's been brooding for what feels like a month and not verbalizing what those feelings are about. And if it is only about sex, then that's something I didn't understand as a viewer, so I don't understand how Tom could know. So that's frustrating. On the other hand, looking at Ms. Mona Mackenzie, which was pronounced correctly this episode, not MS Mona Mackenzie. First, she's doing sensate focus, which is designed to help people with erectile dysfunction, at no request from Mary. That was last episode what Mona Mackenzie said. But now she's going to play a surrogate, or act as surrogate. And basically that is someone who has sex with someone, if I understand correctly. I feel like that is a therapy that involves sexual contact. And that is something that I think was kind of a hot button topic in the 1970s. It was something that Masters and Johnson themselves have had some controversy with. If you've read any of their work, I would recommend it. There's some interesting thought going on there. And I'm a big proponent of sex education. So check that out, because there's a lot of history there, and their story is pretty... it's got lots of turns. Anyway, that's the March 17th, 1976 episode of Mary Hartman, Mary Hartman. Thank you for coming along, and we will see you tomorrow night in Fernwood.